Montreal murder suspect Luca Magnotta in custody in a Berlin prison. Magnotta may be home in Canada before we know it. A narcissistic man to the extreme, allegedly driven by such a desire for attention that he would seek it out in the worst possible way. Suspect in the murder of John Lynn in the most grotesque manner possible, shipping his body parts and even posting the snuff film, all with the intention of generating the greatest possible attention for his crimes. What role did the web have in this crime and series of crimes? Best Gore, that's the name of the website that posted the now infamous snuff movie, has garnered the attention of police for allowing this gruesome video to be posted in the first place. Is that website and the purveyors of that website, are they criminally responsible in some way for some of this? That video has served its highly disturbing purpose. It's been viewed hundreds of thousands of times now. The police are fighting valiantly to have copies of the video removed from the net. New versions keep popping up like mushrooms. These types of videos have an impact on the overall moral psyche of society. They desensitize too many of us to ever more obscene acts. Section 163 of the Criminal Code of Canada makes it illegal to exhibit videos that corrupt the morals of society. There's a law on this. How do we enforce it? And how do we enforce that fine line between censorship and protecting basic human decency? Joining us now is internet lawyer Gil Zvulony in Toronto. Gil, thank you so much for doing this.
My pleasure.
This is conflicting for all of us. You know, we've got our libertarian instincts and we want the government to stay out of our lives, to stay out of our minds. We want to be a free country. But as in all these situations, there's always that other hand, on the other hand. So I want you to talk to me with both hands on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you've said. You know, we do have to balance our free speech rights, and we don't really want the government making those decisions. I agree with you. However, in the case of this video being posted online, it's really a no-brainer. It's not. It's the free speech issue is really a red herring. Even in the U.S., where arguably they have the most free speech rights, a video like this would be categorized as obscene. We have all sorts of limitations on our free speech rights. We have limitations on what we can say in terms of defamation laws, what we can copy in terms of copyright laws, what we can advertise. The list goes on. We also have child pornography laws. Nobody debates free speech when we talk about child pornography. Neither should we have a debate about free speech when we talk about a video like this. This is really an easy case. We have the section that you mentioned in the Criminal Code. About 20 years ago, the very section went up before the Supreme Court in the Butler case. Involved a video store selling obscene material. The Supreme Court looked at the constitutionality of that provision in the Criminal Code, and they came to say that it was necessary in a democratic society to have some sort of restrictions with respect to distributing obscene material. You know, these kind of laws, obscenity laws, have been around for hundreds of years. And I think, you know, in the age of the internet, probably more relevant today than they ever have been.
Mr. Zvulony, you're an internet lawyer. Can you just give me some background here? When's the last time somebody in this country got nailed in a significant way, either jail or fine, for posting obscenity?
I don't know of any case. I mean, if you don't include child pornography. So non-child pornography, obscenity, I don't know of any case related to the internet in Canada. I don't think there have been.
Now, does that tell you it hasn't been happening, or does it tell you that legal authorities have been handcuffed or indifferent? But what's the story?
Well, it's a good question. I really don't know, you know, whether it's been happening. I'm assuming it's been happening. You know, we should sort of give a definition of obscenity too. I mean, the Criminal Code says that any sort of undue exploitation of sex or sex mixed with violence, horror, crime is deemed obscene. The cases in the past have only dealt with sort of sexual exploitation or any you know, sexual acts that give the question of obscenity. So sort of straight violence have not really been deemed obscene. And, you know, maybe that's okay with the law. You know, we don't want to filter out sort of, you know, government crackdowns in Syria. or Tiananmen Square, those kind of things. We still want free access to that, I suspect. But in terms of obscenity laws, they usually have a sexual component to it.
Do we have any idea what they're exposed to right now? I'm talking about legal exposure, jail and/or fine.
Well,
bestgore.com. What's your best estimate?
I think right now it depends. So the criminal code allows the police to charge them through either a summary conviction or through an indictable offense. So that would range from just a slap on the wrist with a fine to the maximum would be 2 years jail time. Usually sentencing looks at the accused, the elements of the crime, any aggravating factors. Does this guy have a criminal record? Is this the first time? That sort of thing. So really case-by-case basis in terms of the offense. My personal take here is, give the guy a slap on the wrist, even. There's a general consensus out there, I feel, that just because it's online, it's okay. There are no laws that apply to the children. That's just completely wrong. And
you're saying, I guess, at this point, somebody's got to say, some authority has got to say, it's not okay. And I think most people watching tonight would agree with you, Mr. Zvulony. It's not okay. Thank you so much for coming in tonight.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it very much.
My pleasure.
Gil Zvulony, he's an internet lawyer. We want to hear from you on this or any other topic. Be a citizen of Adler Nation. Send us email, charlesadler@sunmedia.ca. We read every one of them. Your opinions matter to us a great deal. Prison populations plummeting. So much for jails bursting at the seams. Canada finally cracking down on a dangerous new designer drug. And not a moment too soon. People are going apoplectic about an apocalypse. But why now?